This video is to show you how to begin using Padlet. So once you log in, you'll see the dashboard and it will show you all of your most recent activity. And then if you scroll below, these are any of, or these are actually all of your new updated Padlet walls that you began. So in order to create a new Padlet wall, you would click here on New Padlet. And right now it is just a wall. We can actually modify the wall, which I usually do first. Otherwise, it could just look like a blank wall. So the first thing I would do is I would click on the gear to modify the Padlet. And this is where you can give the Padlet a title, and you can also write a description or maybe ask a question or some sort of a comment in this box as well. And then feel free to choose one of the fun pictures to add as well. You could also change the wallpaper, which I know some people get very excited over. The layout, so it always defaults to freeform. So basically right now if I double click on the wall, I can double click anywhere on the wall. So that's freeform. But if you did stream, it's almost like a blog roll where like somebody would post, and then if someone else posts, it would move the next post down. They sort of have some examples of pictures here. And then there's also grid, so that the posts sort of pop up next to one another, whereas freeform, they can overlap each other's posts. All of them are fine. I usually choose grid just because it seems like the easiest to look at everyone's responses once they've added their thoughts to the Padlet wall. Privacy, so I usually keep everything as is. So you can make it private. You can add a password if you need to, and then you can also make it so that when you send someone the link, they can just view it, or they can add to it. And then the final option is that they can also moderate it. So anyone who can moderate a Padlet wall can actually delete posts from the Padlet wall. So usually if you're sending these to your students, I would do can write on it. And then if like they're all done, maybe you can then change it to just view it. But either way, these two options, students would not be able to delete posts. That would only be for moderating a post. You could also make it totally public. So I've always kept it on hidden link, but that's another option as well. And then these other two options down here, just adding people by email. Our students, we don't really, they don't have their email turned on, so we can't really do that anyways. But once you change some of the features, or if you do change any of these options, you would just click submit and it would save it for you. Let's see, notifications. I haven't done this, but you can get an email sent once a day for anyone who has posted to your Padlet wall. So it might be nice just to kind of see what the students have been working on, if it's something that you want them to do at home, or if they're working on a Padlet wall that is like during a center. Address, so it tells you the current link for the Padlet wall, but I'll show you how you can change this. And then you can delete your Padlet wall and you can copy it. The share button, this is where you can embed your Padlet wall. This is actually really cool. You can embed it into a website if you want to, so that the wall is in the actual website and anyone who visits that website could add to the Padlet wall. You could also click on, or you can send this link to students, or they can scan the QR code. I believe, let's see, maybe not. I thought there was a way that you can change the link. Maybe it was in modify. Oh yeah, here. So you could pick a new, so I could make this say instead of \JL, this long random number, I could make it say something easier if I needed it to be easier. So from there, you would just double click on the wall, and this is how students can click on the wall as well, and they would add in a title, and then they could write something on the Padlet wall, and then they could also add in a link from somewhere of a video or an image if they need to. They could upload a file, and then they can use the camera feature. Now I'm showing you Padlet wall from my computer, so these options might be a little different from an iPad. So again, as a moderator, I could delete this post if I wanted to. So let's just say I wrote a post here. I wanted to show you what grid would look like. So now here is a new post, and see how they just kind of go in line with one another. And that's basically it for a Padlet wall. So go ahead and try creating one and let me know if you have any questions.